Alright, this is my Pokopia Sinnoh recreation. Music cred to Insane the Rain Music. This guy's amazing. As a fellow saxophone player, you gotta appreciate this guy. So, we're gonna start off here with my Sunyshore City recreation. This is pretty cool, guys. This is where I have a lot of my electric type Pokemon. Oh yeah, don't mind those frame rate glitches. I literally bought a capture card online for $25. So, yeah, anyways, we have these cool walkways up here from the original game. I originally had iron grates here, but then in the new update they actually released this glass walkway. Yeah, this is where Electrode lives and Voltorb. If you look over the side here, you can see I think it's Route 223 or something like that. But yeah, it's a little shifted over because the map has a really weird shape in the Palatine region. It's kind of random. I was originally expecting to go down into that area over there, but it's actually out of bounds. So where the lighthouse is supposed to be, I'm gonna have to put it somewhere else, probably up near the route. So we're gonna skip ahead a little bit to Route 2222. Not going to be able to see absolutely everything in the region, but I really want to show you guys Route 213. This is where I actually live in the region, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's giving like Santorini vibes, like Greece or something. And you know, this area right here is supposed to be like the flower shop. I'm trying to collect all the flowers. I don't even think I'm close so far. But this is where I have Schmeargle, he lives here, and Leafeon. Basically all the OGs, all my favorite Pokemon, and some legendaries. And myself, I live in one of these cabins here. So if we go down all the way, originally this was just like a reception area in the original Pokemon games. Look guys, pretty much all the interiors are different in this world than the original. It wouldn't even be possible because like of different factors and everything for me to be able to do the interiors the same. But the exteriors I'm trying to keep as accurate as possible. Anyways, this is the same route a little down the road and going towards Pastoria City. But I haven't actually built Pastoria City because, well, I don't know. It just, for one, I don't think I'd be able to fit the whole thing because we're kind of getting close to the edge of the map. And I don't know, it's just kind of a boring-ish city in the game. One of my least favorite. Sorry, Pastoria lovers out there. But anyways, we're going to come back here up to Route 213, and we're gonna take this other path up here past Blastoise's house. Sorry, we were in Route 214. We're going to Route 213. So this is kind of the opposite of the path that you would go in if you're playing the original game. This is a little mini like Valor area where I have Jirachi and Sylveon live. Super small. Route 214 right on the other side here. So since this was kind of like a savanna forest area, I put Farafarig and Girafarig just kind of roam around the area. Seems like a good habitat for them. There's some Pokemon living in the actual houses from the original game, and then I have other Pokemon kind of living in what would be the out-of-bounds area of the original game, such as for Girafarig's house right here. Kind of blends in with the trees, so I think it makes sense. There would be Pokemon living there in the game, presumably. But anyways, this is where, yeah, this is the rest of the route pretty much. There's a cave that goes to Solaceon Town, which I'm not gonna go there yet, because first I want to show you guys Veilstone City, which is pretty sick. It's the biggest city in the game. First we got this little pond here. Got Poliwag in there. Check this guy out. It's Tony, bro. Anyways, yeah, we're in Veilstone City now. These houses, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I was considering just changing them to like the regular stock stone houses, like I did in Route 214 down the road in the resort area, but with the stone houses. I thought that doing it myself would make it look better, but I don't know. I'm using the protruding walls. I tried getting a little experimental there, but it's definitely a work in progress. I am proud of this meteorite impact site I made right here. Looks like it was pretty fresh, and there was some kind of astronomer there with the telescope. On the other side, that is supposed to be like the whole like Giratina's lair area, but I haven't made that yet. Veilstone City is where I put the actual Poke Center. I added a lot of decorations in this town that obviously were in the original game. I added this. The fountain is temporary, okay, guys? I don't know. It was just some like. Veilstone City just feels very much like. It's kind of giving LA vibes, but how gray everything is, and just like kind of grimy. I mean, I'm kind of adding ads everywhere, and like these little like food stalls that Pokemon come and sell stuff. I'm surprised there's really not many Pokemon out selling stuff today when I decided to make the video. Usually there's more Pokemon up and around, but here's the Poke gym on the side here, which obviously got fighting Pokemon living there. Other than that, there's a lot of dark and ghost type that kind of live around here. I feel like those are kind of the Veilstone vibes. Here's the industrial area. There's Flareon. Help you out a little bit there. So yeah, this is the industrial area. In the original game, this is the building that had the secret passageway to get to the Team Rocket or Team Galactic HQ. So I included that secret passageway in this game, though that building isn't still the Team Galactic HQ. I instead turned it into like this regional Pokemon or regional transportation center, yeah, to go between the 3 different islands in the region. So I'll be showing you guys that later in the video, but for now we got the industrial area. That was kind of just like a dedicated power station right there, and here we got Conkeldurr just straight up living in the industrial area with his dog Growlithe, which I feel like makes sense. This dude's always got construction on the mind. Always. shout out and send the right music, bro. So fire. That was actually I'm pretty sure that was the Veilstone like song itself right there, which is really, I think the song itself is what inspired me to make the city. But anyways, moving on. We got Route 215, which I think is a really nice contrast to Veilstone City. Not too many Pokemon living here. We got Murkrow and Honchkrow kind of on the outskirts of town. Because, you know, I feel like crows are like, crows feel like city birds, you know what I mean? City bird? Okay, don't check the date that this video was made, okay? But anyways, yeah, Route 215, I think it's pretty cool. This is the route that has the cool bridges. It's kind of like a bridge maze. You've probably noticed a lot of the routes are like slightly smaller, or maybe you didn't notice, which would be great because I don't want you to notice, but this route is a little bit longer in real life. I just didn't want to dedicate everything to that, because then we got Route 10 here, and this looks like way cooler than just copy pasting the same thing, you know? So we have this cool kind of like German cottage that's here in the game. They turned it into a little cafe. Right in front we got the farm area, classic. I believe in the original game this is like tall grass, but in my mind it was always wheat. So I don't know, did you guys always think that was wheat in the original game too? Yeah, small disclaimer, I have not finished this route. So this direction, even though it's super sick in the game, I have not got to it yet. But what I have done is the farm area down here. So yeah, in the original game I felt like it was wheat, but in this game I'm having it be all crops, because this is so much crop space that it really is big enough for all the crops I'd need in the game. Like, I don't know how necessary like building like a crop farm system would be, because I mean I can get plenty of potato hamburger sakes, you know, but hey, that's just me. Anyways, moving on, we got Solaceon Town. So yeah, this is the Pokemon daycare area. Naturally, I'm trying to fit all the baby Pokemon into this town because, I mean, there's a daycare, so it just naturally makes sense. A few of them live at the daycare themselves, and then just like all around town, pretty much. It's just the daycare is really the heart and soul of Solaceon Town. If you've ever played the original games and just grind it out, trying to get a shiny Pokemon, going down this route over and over again. I had to include it, guys. It's just such a classic Sinnoh spot. Going straight into 209 here. We have this weird ruin thing that's in the original game. I didn't have much room down in there. I just put a couple graves. So it's not like a Pokemon lives in there. It's just kind of like a monument. Let's see. Yeah, going over here, we got Squovit just kind of chilling in the forest over here. Seems like a good habitat for him. Just a woodland habitat. I mean, bro's a squirrel. He doesn't need a whole house. But, you know, hey, that's just my opinion on things, you know. If you think Squovit deserves a whole house, let me know in the comments down below. I would really like to know if you think Squovit deserves a full house. Don't pay attention to that well. Obviously, you need some work. That's the 10th well where Spirit Home comes out of. Right next to it, we got the Magikarp habitat, which I'm way more proud of. Eventually, at the top of the mountain, I want to put a Gyarados habitat, because I just feel like it would fit the lore, you know what I mean? Like, it would fit the lore. So now we have the cool river part of this route. Like, if you play the original game, And this dude just straight up spawned here, no cap. He spawned here. I put a canoe next to a couple river planks, and he was here, and I was like, holy crap, a giant snapping turtle Pokemon. He must be from one of the new gens, because I've never seen this guy before, I swear. But I'll say he's sick. You know, some of the new gen Pokemon are sick, and I'll say that guy's sick. In the original game, there was a Pokemon Kid there, so I replaced a kid with a Pokemon plush. This river system goes into that big lake that has all the shiny reflections, and I didn't want to get rid of that because I want the stuff, you know. I don't want to totally fill it up or anything. It just seemed like it would be not dumb, so it's like kind of there, out of bounds still. I was able to work around it. So down here we got this is where Dreadnought actually lives, down in the deep river. Right, it makes sense. Riparian habitat for the freaking snapping turtle. And then of course we got Weasel too, which Weasel, as we all know, stands for Beaver Weasel. So he's doing beaver stuff over here in this corner. And then yeah, this is a riparian island. Back in Solaceon Town, guys. We're not done. We got plenty more to show you. I have been working on this world for a long time, guys. And I just now got the $25 capture card online to record for my Nintendo Switch. And, you know, I'm really happy that I can now show the world this. I remember there was another guy I saw online that was also working on Sinnoh that I saw after I already started working on it also, but luckily he started on the other side of the map where you actually start when you play the game, and I started on the Pokemon League. And I put the Pokemon League down where the entrance to the Withered Wasteland is, and that's how I started this whole project. But anyways, we are down in the Solaceon ruins now. The Solaceon ruins, I mean, I have so much space in this mountain here in between Solaceon Town and Route 213 that I'm definitely looking to expand this in the future. But as of now, I already have a lot down here. We got a haunted library with Ghastly. We got some storage space. Some barrels, some Cerulege habitat, Gengar habitat, Espeon habitat. Just a bunch of, like, you know, spooky and scary Pokemon and psychic Pokemon. Seem like they would like this place. But also it's funny because a lot of the baby Pokemon happen to wander in here too, because it's right next to the Solaceon Town. So yeah. That is kind of funny sometimes. You're probably wondering, where the heck, how do you get to Route 213? I remember we saw that earlier in the video. I'll show you. But first, this is where Espeon lives. Check it out. Pretty spooky. Almost looks like a fire type Pokemon habitat, doesn't it? But nah, that's where Espeon lives. So look at the crystal ball, bruh. This is the second story area overlooking to Solaceon Town. I'm not gonna put a lower third here because, like, I'm here for like 3 seconds, so yeah, you're just gonna have to listen to the audio for that one. But we're back in Solaceon ruins here, and I'm gonna show you the pathway to actually get to that secret exit to 213. So you go down here into literally the catacombs, bruh. And I'm gonna trick this out and make it spookier and bigger and include this big area down here that I'm building. And I'm going to add more ghost type Pokemon here. Mostly like Gengar, Haunter, you know. I want to place them down here. This is just like their spot, you know. I already got Ghastly here. And anyways, so go here. And this is not in the original game. But I made the abandoned power plant before I even started making this project. And there's a little secret hidden area here, tangent. But anyways, I made this abandoned power plant before I even decided to start making the Sinnoh region, and I didn't want to destroy it, so I left it alone, and miraculously the paths that I was drawing when I was making this whole map, it all just kind of worked out to where I kind of just went around the abandoned power plant, and it ended up being inside the mountain. So I just connected it to the Solaceon ruins. And yeah, I think it works out, honestly. So it's just in here. I got Mewtwo from Dream Island, and I was like, oh, the abandoned power plant, actually that'd be perfect for him. So keeping him in here, I want to make like an incubator, like underwater thing for him to like chill in right here. But for now, yeah, this is basically like Mewtwo's domain. So yeah, come out here. Now we're back at Route 214. I keep getting Route 214 and 13 mixed up in this video. Hopefully you're following along. But the lower thirds are definitely correct. So if I go down this path right here, this is the spring path that goes to... Last thing I want to show you guys here is the transit center I was talking about that goes to the 3 different islands. So this was originally the Team Galactic HQ building. It's now a regional transportation center, and this is where I keep all of my plushies for going to the Dream Island, and it's also a storage facility down below. So this place, eventually I want to make it more like office building kind of vibe, but for now it's very just like beta. I mean, I've kind of just put random stuff here, trying to make a Noibat habitat right there, and then just kind of random office stuff. And there's a little secret exit here that goes back out onto the street that obviously that wasn't in the original game. I just did that for ease of access for my storage. Then down here, just more office supplies. Eventually I'm trying to get Porygon 2 down here. Living in that computer. And this is the secret, I should say abandoned galactic tunnel from the Team Galactic days. That connects all the way to the industrial area. And this is my smelting facility where Coughing and Wheezing live. Seems perfect because these guys are literally toxic fumes, so seems like they would just love more toxic fumes for the smelting. But anyways, we'll go back in this Chapo tunnel and yeah, go back up. If we go up instead, then we go to this little storage space. This is the stairs to get up inside of the elevator, basically. Kind of like an employee area, which is underneath the platform for the gondolas. There's all the plushies I was talking about. And there's an upstairs area too. Obviously this wasn't in the original game either. The original game had way too many rooms to be able to fit in here, but I just made this kind of like a cloud observation deck area for people to chill. I think I need to add more seats or something so you can actually chill, but there's like stuff, there's a telescope and some of the new items. Off in the distance, that's where we started, Sunyshore City. So as we come down here, here are the two gondolas. They go to the two different islands that are, or I should say, I don't know, archipelagos, islands that are separate from the eastern side of the Sinnoh region. So this gondola over here takes you to a gondola platform that's basically in the middle of the ocean. I wish you could place these gondolas farther away, but because you can't, I did this whole thing to be able to connect to the resort area. So this boardwalk area isn't in the original game, but it comes up here, and this is where the resort area is going to be. Now, I just started making this area, like, yesterday. So, in the next update, this will be a lot more built up. But so far, I just have this one shell of a building, which I'm thinking about maybe moving it in here. Because it's going to be a really cool build in the future. Now going back to the transportation center, if we take the other gondola, this actually goes to the original island when you first start doing things on Pallet Town. And you first meet Eevee. Like, this is the area right here. This is where the original this is around the area where the original Pokemon Center was. So this isn't in the original game, and I probably will demolish this at some point. I've already demolished a lot of it, but this is Route 223, near the Pokemon League. I haven't finished the actual Pokemon League, but I did make this cool Unova style Pokemon Center. All my Pokemon Centers on all the different cities are slightly different. So this one I decided to make a little bigger, cooler, since, you know, this isn't kind of a isolated part of the map. So it makes sense that this one has more amenities. But right next to that Pokemon Center, alright, first we're just gonna look at that view of the rest of 223 over towards Sunyshore City, where we started the tour. But yeah, this cave right here is Victory Road. Obviously a lot bigger than the actual game. We got Geodude here. Or that's Jigglypuff behind Geodude's house for some reason. Glimmet, great for farming iron. And then over here we have the outside area where if you go up that waterfall, it goes to where the Pokemon League is. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that today because I have not finished the actual Pokemon League building yet. So you'll have to wait for a future video for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The entrance to Withered Wasteland can be accessed through Victory Road. But yeah, this is my first video with making Pokopia content. Hopefully you guys liked it. This is my first time sort of making this type of content before. If you're interested in more Pokemon content, I've been considering making, like, I guess it would be like covers of Pokemon and video game music in general. Sort of like Insane the Rain does. But like, yeah, playing all the instruments, mixing all that. I already have a couple projects in the works, and they've been in the works for a while. But then this game came out, and well, if you're online looking at Pokopia content, then you know the feeling. This game is so good, guys. And let me know. What do you guys want to see? Should I get back, make those Pokemon cover videos, or do you guys want to see more of this? Let me know in the comments.